Hey, it's Dawn from Conversations. I'm finally done with the book and I cannot wait to talk about it. And I have not done like an official book review yet. So I don't know how I'm going to go about this. I bet you just can't wait to watch now. But the book is You Are a Badass. This is not my book. I got it from the library, but I'm going to buy it. So, spoiler alert, I loved this book. I was told to read it by one of my podcast guests, and I honestly did not want to read it just based on the title alone. You Are a Badass. I was kind of like, and sorry, it's by Jen Sincero. And I'm sorry, Jen, that I said that about the title. But the reason why I said that is because just kind of the stigma it had with it, or the corniness, maybe, just like, you are a badass. I figured it was going to be a lot of affirmations, just trying to build me up if I was having a PMS day or something. I don't know. But the rest of it is that it says how to stop doubting your greatness and start living an awesome life. Okay, who doesn't want that? So anyway, I this may be a two-parter. I'm not sure. Let's just go. Okay, here we go. She talks a lot about at the beginning about beliefs and how we are all born with, well, we're born and then we're fed beliefs and they just stick as we get older. And we think because we believe them that they are true. And there's nothing wrong with having beliefs, but you get to a point when you're in your life when you should start questioning what you believe. Like, why do you believe it? Especially when it comes to beliefs that you have about yourself. And so that's where it started to grab my attention. She has book recommendations. She has amazing quotes that are from other people along with herself. The first half of the book I enjoyed, it kept me going, but I almost stopped reading just because I was kind of like, I loved her writing style, but it was just I don't know. I don't know. It just wasn't grabbing me for whatever reason, or I was just busy and just thought, okay, let's just put it down. I love the second half of the book. I happened to pick it back up, and it was meant to be where I turned right to the page that I needed to read. That's where it took me. It sucked me in, and then I just devoured every single word. It was all pertinent to stuff that was going on with me, all just sunk and stuck. And I couldn't get enough then. And the stuff that she was saying, there was even a page where I started crying. And I was just like, this is such an amazing book. I'm glad that I finished it. I'm glad that I picked it back up because it was amazing. Um, so like I said, at the beginning, I wrote some notes, but at the beginning, it starts off about your belief system. She talks about her life, and gives examples. And I love that because sometimes people say things and it's like you think you kind of grasp it, but you're not 100% sure. And then they give an example and it's like, oh, okay, now I get what they mean. That makes sense. Okay. So she talks about, and I might end up going back and forth. I apologize. I am not a professional book reviewer. She talks about how we tell ourselves these stories. So again, the beliefs that we have, and you should start questioning your stories, and not necessarily taking them with you through your whole life. So this quote in here says, watching someone else totally go for it can be incredibly upsetting to the person who's spent a lifetime building a solid case for why they themselves can't. Um, I have always loved watching The Biggest Loser and Extreme Makeovers. I loved What Not to Wear. I love watching transformations. I love watching people really stick their necks out in a vulnerable way and transform themselves. I find it not only inspiring, but very gutsy, courageous. I love that stuff. And I don't know if you're that way, if we're just all built that way, but I love that. I love watching the underdog, the person just persevere and just seeing that before and after transformation. I just eat that stuff up. So really, she's talking about how we tell ourselves these stories of, oh, I never get a good guy or never seem to land a good job. The good jobs go out to other people. And she talks about money. She's got like a huge part about money. I'll talk about that in a second or I'll forget. But she talks just about how we tell ourselves these stories and we live by them and they tend to just dictate our life because we believe them and we say, oh, that's right. Every good looking guy wants somebody else besides me. All the good guys are taken, or all the good jobs are taken, or the money is meant for somebody else, not for me. She says, question that. Why? Why do you think that is? Of course, money is here for everyone. Just it's ridiculous to think just because somebody won the Powerball that money came out of your bank. You could win the Powerball too. Got to play to win. So she really gets in depth about money because a lot of us have grown up with these beliefs because of maybe how we were raised or what our parents had or didn't have. And so she says to question, do you think that money seriously can't come your way? You need to talk your way out of that and believe that it can come to you as well. Okay, I also wanted to go back, sorry, to say about her writing style. So what I wrote down is the way she writes is like your wise older sister or rebellious forthcoming best friend in school. So she writes so candidly and relatable, and you just feel like you want to be her best friend. She says things like not making fun of herself, but just she shows that she's vulnerable, and it's very endearing. So I loved her writing style 100%. She's just so intriguing. And like I said, I liked the beginning of the book. It just didn't really grab me at the time. And books can be that way sometimes, where you get told by people, oh, you should read it, you should read it, and you're just not right in the right mindset yet to take it in and really get the message out of it that everybody else did. There's been books that I have bought and I start reading them. I'm like, I don't even understand this. And I either got them from the library and took them back to the library, or bought them and put them away. And then I pulled them back out. I'm like, this is a great book. Why, why didn't I finish this? I don't always finish books. I'm kind of bad that way. Yeah. Anyway, so the way she writes, I love it. She's just genius. Okay, so your beliefs are formed in childhood, how they dictate your lives. She gives solutions and strategies, tons of motivation. Love the latter half of the book. It lights a fire under you that you cannot even imagine. It's like she's there on the sidelines, like you've tripped and fallen for the fifth time, and she is there. She's down there with you, and she's like, get up. You've got this. You can do this. Believe in yourself. Like, it's crazy. The feeling of gumption and power and just all this, just power that you get from her words. Way to go, Jen. That was amazing. That's the part of that made me want to get it for everybody. It could be for men too. It goes across the board, but I really think that it's a book that I would want my mom and my sister and my daughter and my daughter-in-laws and friends to pass it to everybody, especially somebody that's struggling, because her words of motivation are just top notch. We have the power to shape our own destiny. We need to love ourselves. We need to value ourselves. And whether that is through affirmations or just not talking down to ourselves, really, just being nice to ourselves. Surround yourself with positivity. And just a lot of it is about manifesting. And she calls it woo woo in the book, but it really is, what you sit and focus on is where your energy goes, and it can just make that come to life. It can make it real. So you really should focus on the good things if you want the good things to happen for you. And then she starts going into forgiveness, how you should forgive others for yourself, not just for them, but so that you're not carrying that baggage. It can be bad for your health. A lot of this stuff is stuff that we've heard before. It's just the way that she says it. I don't know. It's just she just words it in a way that it's like, yes, I get it now. It's not so hokey or intangible. So forgiveness and letting go. And she also talks about gratitude and being happy instead of being right. So when you are in the midst of a fight with someone, arguing with someone, how badly do you want to be right? Maybe you'd rather be happy than sitting there and trying to prove your point and, just, being right. I remember the page 175 sticking out in my mind, which made me want to buy it because I wanted to be able to color in it. I couldn't. Well, this is when she talks about mirrors. Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole book, obviously, but there were just things that she said. The people you surround yourself with are excellent mirrors for who you are and how much or how little you love yourself. Your reality is created by what you focus on and how you choose to interpret it. This goes for everything, including the things you focus on about the people in your world. We attract people into our lives for a reason, just as they attract us into theirs. We all help each other grow and figure out our issues if we seize the opportunity to learn from instead of just react to by getting defensive or justifying our actions or whining about the highly irritating things that other people do. It's our annoying friends or family members or clients or neighbors or lady on the train with the voice like a bullhorn who help us grow and see who we truly are, even more than our beloved BFFs do. So I think this was around the page that I happened to turn to where I was annoyed and having an issue with somebody, and it started talking about mirroring and how the qualities, like projecting, the qualities that other people have that we don't like it because in our mind, way deep, deep, deep down, we either believe some of that about ourselves or are afraid that people might think that about us. It's just a chance to self reflect. Our reality is a mirror of our thoughts, the people in our reality included. At the end of the day, it's not about them. It's about you believing you're worthy of being loved and seen for who you really are. It's about respecting yourself instead of catering to your insecure need to be liked. This is incredibly powerful because when you love yourself enough to stand in your truth, no matter what the cost, everyone benefits. You start attracting the kinds of things, people, and opportunities that are in alignment with who you truly are, which is way more fun than hanging out with a bunch of irritating energy suckers. And by declining to participate in other people's drama, you not only raise your own frequency, but you offer the drama queens the chance to rise up too, instead of everyone continuing to play a low, lame game. Never apologize for who you are. It lets the whole world down. I loved that. Owning your ugly, owning the things about yourself that you know are not great and dealing with them. One of the best ways to release the aforementioned lousy behavior is by asking yourself how you'd feel if this wasn't true for you anymore. How would I feel if I took the pull out of my ass about everyone doing everything exactly how I say to do it all the time in every circumstance? Ask the question and then imagine yourself as this person who has let it go. How does your body feel? What do you use the brain space for that used to be taken up with poisonous thoughts about the inconsiderate pinheads you're surrounded by who are not following your instructions? Feel into the reality of what it would be to let this go. Breathe into it, visualize it, fall in love with not having it anymore, and then kick it to the curb. Okay, so then, yeah, she just talks about loving yourself unapologetically. Love yourself while you've got the chance. How to kick some ass, the almighty decision. So this is when she really gets into the empowerment. So much about going forward. Forget about your stories, forget about your past beliefs. Just stand up and do what you want to do to make a better life. Nobody gets to the top of the mountain without falling on his face over and over again. She gives some examples about Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school basketball team for a lack of skill and other celebrities, and how they obviously came out to be really valuable people in their field. If you want something badly enough and decide that you will get it, you will. You've done it before. You've lost the weight, gotten the job, bought the house, quit the nasty habit, gotten in shape, asked someone out, splurged on the front row tickets, grown out your bangs. You just need to remember that you can do it with anything in your life, even the things that you presently think are out of your reach. There are plenty of people out there in the world living the kind of life you only dream about living, many of whom are far less fabulous and talented than you are. The key to their success is that they decided to go for it. Here's how you can do it. So the titles are Want It Bad, Get Good at It, Deciding is Freedom, Indecision is Torture. Eliminate the negotiation process. Stick like glue. And she says, you can do anything. Sorry, the UPS man rang the doorbell. I don't know if you heard that, dropping off our meals. We do a food delivery service, which I highly recommend. But anyway, here we go. So I don't remember where I was, of course, because I don't ever. And so now we're talking about remembering to surrender. We got past the money part, which she focuses on for a whole chapter. Surrendering is the part where you hand the job over to the universe. Your life is your party. You get to choose how you invite people and experiences and things into it. Energy needs to flow or else it stagnates. Surrendering puts you in the flow. So basically, it's having your intentions, setting them, being determined, doing everything in your power to make things happen, but also surrendering that what's meant to be will be, and the universe will do for you what is meant to happen. Here's the basic breakdown on how to surrender. Get crystal clear on what you desire to manifest. Or if you don't believe in manifestation, get crystal clear on what you want. See it, feel it, taste it, fall in love with it, and believe that it is already here. Decide you will have it. Inform the universe of your intention by behaving and thinking as if you already have it. Meditate, connect with the infinite possibility, your intuition, and source energy. Again, if you don't believe in any of that stuff, a good tip is just to have gratitude. Be grateful for what you have and be grateful for whatever is coming for you. Just show lots of gratitude. That's a good way to raise your vibration. And if you don't believe in the whole vibration stuff, it's just a way to feel good. And we all want to feel good. Take hellbent, joyful, passion-fueled action. Be grateful that it's yours and that it's already here. Breathe, let it go, let it in. When you believe that everything you desire already exists, you are in a natural state of surrender. Surrendering is the free falling backwards into the unknown and trusting that the universe will catch you. And this can't be done from a place of lack or a place of mistrust. You have to give it all you got and totally let it go for reals. You must fall back, have faith, be grateful, and wait. And while you're at it, love yourself, and the mother lode will bestow her upon you. I wonder, there was a part that I cried. I'm trying to remember where it was. Okay, let's keep going. New level, new devil. Have you heard that term before? I read it in here. And then since then, I have heard new level, new devil like 10 times, like on TikTok videos and stuff. Weird. Anyway, if you want to evolve in your life, you have to push through the obstacles instead of running from them. Obstacles and challenges are the agents of growth. Nobody gets to be large and in charge without facing challenges and moving through them. Oh, yes. Okay, I did love this part. And let me see if this is where she talks about, oh, I need to find it. Let me pause it because I've got to find this part. Okay, I found it and it's in the part called The Almighty Decision. Stick like glue. Anyway, so she says, birthing your dreams is like giving birth. Conceiving the idea is the fun part, hopefully. Then you go through insane amounts of fear and excitement and dreaming and planning and vomiting and growing and thinking you're crazy and thinking you're awesome and stretching and shape shifting until you're practically unrecognizable to everyone, even your own self. Along the way, you clean up your puke and massage your aching back and apologize to all the people whose heads you ripped off in a hormonal killing spree. But you say, stay the course because you know this baby of yours is going to be the bomb. Then finally, just when you see a light at the end of the tunnel, labor starts. Your innards twist and strangle and force you to stumble around, hunched over in the shape of the letter C, while you breathe and pray and curse. And just when you think it can't get any more out of your mind painful, a giant baby's head squeezes out of a tiny hole in your body. Then full-blown miracle appears. In order to change your life and start living a new one that you've never lived before, your faith in miracles and yourself must be greater than your fear. However easy or rough your birth process is, you have to be willing to fall down, get up, look stupid, cry, laugh, make a mess, clean it up, and not stop until you get there, no matter what. Love yourself. You can do anything. Ah, how awesome is that? I loved that analogy of birth. Just again, man or woman, doesn't matter. The process of creating isn't just seamless. It's not like how they show in movies where it's just like, oh, I want this. Here it is. And I'm famous and life goes on. Anyway, I think that was the part that I cried. At the end, she gives recommendations for books that she likes, authors she likes. And we looked up some of those books, some of them I owned. It is a fantastic book. I recommend it highly. You are a badass. I hope you go out and get it. Get it from your library. Listen to it on Audible. You will want to own it. It is just a different perspective, but it's a kick in the ass. And for some people, that's exactly what they need in order to feel like they're worth it. And I love that message. So this went way longer than I thought it was going to. I hope you stuck around for the whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got like 3 books going right now, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to do the review on next. But again, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have any books you'd like to recommend, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.